So, welcome back to the Nimrod Horror review on YouTube. You could call it a reboot. I used to have a YouTube channel that I would review movies on, but I stopped doing that maybe like 3 years back. If you want to check it out, look it up. I might put a link in the description. So I decided to bring it back for the Nimrod Horror Podcast YouTube channel. I'll do this every so often. I don't know when, just every so often, whenever I watch a movie and feel like talking about it. And today we are beginning this new version of it with with the independent film from 1997 called The Bloodletting. I'm sorry, it's just called Bloodletting. There's no the in the movie title. Anyway, the film is directed by and written by Matthew James Walsh. This was actually Walsh's third and final film to direct. He actually, after this, he just stuck to really writing and producing and like various other film industry stuff. He's done a lot of things, and he's still very active in the independent horror scene. And he seems to be doing other things that aren't just horror anymore. And the two leads in this film are portrayed by Ariana Albright and also James Edwards. And they've both been in a handful of movies together at this time, like around this time, around like the late 90s to like the early 2000s. And Adriana would make a name for herself in the independent horror world. She was in a handful of full moon movies, um, including the entire Witch House series. But then she hasn't really been doing much the last maybe like 9 years. I think her last film was in 2012. I'm not exactly sure why that is. I don't know if she just retired from like acting or who knows. I do not know. I could not find a reason for it. But she is on Facebook. She's kind of active on there. But then James would still to this day he continues to act, but he also pursued a career into directing, writing, producing, and all that jazz. So like he's still really into the scene. And so yeah, so let's start talking about this actual movie. Once again, this is a very low budget film from 1997. So it looks like it's a shot to video. I'm not exactly sure if it was or if it was really early on in like the digital filmmaking. So it's not gonna look like great 4K type thing, but it's definitely of its time. So if you like that kind of look, then go for it. I said that wrong, but whatever. Um, so the overall story to this film is you have this girl played by Ariana, and she basically is obsessed with becoming into a serial killer. So she tracks down this notorious serial killer who's just gotten away with it for like many years, but without much of anything to like lean on. She like tracks him down. Who knows how? It's not really explained how she tracks him down. But anyway, she does, and at first he thinks she's crazy to like say, hey, I'm not gonna like train you how to like kill anybody. It's I mean it's pretty simple. You stab somebody, boom, they're dead. There's no training involved here. But she also wanted to learn like how he gets away with it and all that stuff that goes beyond without getting caught. And he like eventually agrees to like show her his ways. Um, Even though at first he was skeptical, he was about to kill her, but then she claims that she gave a letter to a friend that if anything would to happen to her, that letter would be sent to the cops and they would track track down this the killer. So yeah, so that's he's basically blackmailed into helping her. So they do eventually kill somebody. Um, Audra's a little bit. I mean, Ariana, not Audra. Sorry, my bad. Um, she was a little shocked at first. Like she wasn't quite prepared, and I think for like anybody, I guess if anything brand new, you may not be exactly ready for it, especially killing somebody. Uh, but then afterwards, after they kill this person, she gets all like turned on and like everything. So basically, her and the guy they start like just getting it on in his little crappy basement uh bedroom, which is weird because he lives in the basement of his own house, and I don't understand why he sleeps there, but he has a whole house that I guess is really just used for the living room and then the kitchen. And it looks like there's a upstairs to this house, but they don't show it. But anyway, yeah. So that's just a weird thing with this movie. Maybe, which I'm guessing is the real reason that they film location they got. They probably were just restricted to just living room, kitchen, and basement. Because like the basement, if they make it a bloody mess, it's not that bad compared to like making like the actual bedroom a huge bloody mess. Um. So yeah. So this is so like after they like get it on. This is when the film takes a weird turn, in my opinion. It's a very unusual turn. It almost becomes a romance movie after this. Because she gets really attached to him, and then even though he's trying to play it off that he's not that into her, he's likes her because like she sleeps with him. But it's as the story progresses, you see that like he's really into her and like loves her in this weird whatever sick murderous way that they have going on. Um, cause she starts kind of getting jealous and frustrated with him as if they're dating, and then she confesses that she has a husband, and in probably the best kill scene in this entire film, uh, they go to see her husband, which I think his name was I forgot his name, Brian or something like that. But Brian is this like kind of typical redneck big guy who's really like he's ready to fight anyone. He's always drunk apparently. So anyway, so they get to Ariana's house. Her husband's there, and they get one of his shotguns. They put him in like the dining table. They tape his hands, and they play that little piggy game like this little piggy went to the market, this little piggy went all the way home. You know that one? So basically, what they're doing is just chopping off his fingers, and then after that, they just blow his brains out. They don't show it, because I'm sure that the effects were kind of low, so they can't show a whole thing. But they give you the sound effect and the idea of what happened. So then after that, Audra's, I mean Ariana, keep on saying Audra. I don't know why. Uh, was that her character name? I don't think it was. I think it was Mary or something. But anyway, so Ariana like constantly wants to kill people, while James's character is telling her, "Hey, we have to lay low, or else we're gonna get caught. Because too many murders at like one time, you're eventually gonna like mess up somewhere, and it's just gonna get sloppy, and police will track you down." You know. So they have like a little fight, little tiffs. So they like go off to do their own thing. This one night. So I'm talking about this movie more than I wanted to. So like basically, she she kills somebody separately, and he ends up killing three separate people in a very odd video store scene, which I really enjoy. This like weird video store scene that seems like it was just put in there last minute. It was weird, but it's really good. Check it out. Um, so her and him get back together, and this is about the end of the film. And I'm not gonna like really spoil it, but there is a very and odd twist that comes at the very end, and in my opinion, it's almost unnecessary because it didn't change the story at all, really. Um, Maybe minor, but in some ways, it probably like hurt the story a bit. Um, so yeah, so that is where I'm gonna end the story there. Um, so my overall rating for this film is a 6.5 out of 10, and 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 the biggest plus side to this film is are the two leads acting. They have, in my opinion, some great uh, chemistry, and I'm pretty sure that's why they worked a handful of movies together. I don't know if they were probably at least friends. I'm guessing to do like 6 movies together in a span of like 6 years. Um, yeah, and then James's dialogue was really good. A part of me feels like he improved a lot of it. It's not like he's like funny, or I mean, he says like some minor funny things, but it's just the way his character is, and how he portrays this like murderous psycho without being, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer type crazy. I guess I don't know. I don't know much about serial killers. I don't watch those documentaries. But until next time, um, follow the podcast and all of its streaming stuff. You can follow us on the social medias at Nimrod Horror Podcast. For me personally, you can find me at Nimrod Horror on Instagram. And for all of our streaming links, the description in the link is in the description. This is my first Nimrod Horror review in like 5 years, so I made a little mess ups. So later.